is up, guys? So I literally just finished my first year final exams, and I know I haven't been making tons of videos, so I thought I'd pick up the camera and I'd just get on here. But check this out. So this is my study area. I literally just finished writing the exam on Exemplify, and it has been a very stressful couple of weeks. I still can't get over it that I'm officially finished 1/4 of my medical school degree. I can't believe it. I think I'm gonna let the emotions settle in and get over this excitement, and then after I go get a haircut, so I definitely need a haircut, and go eat some proper food, then I will sit down and talk to you guys a bit about the whole experience of first year medical school, and also just how the exams went, how everything was. This is definitely a new experience for me. And yeah, so let's eat something, we'll come back and talk about all this stuff. But first, before we go, my mom is actually here visiting for the past couple of days, and she wanted to make sure that I was comfortable in every way possible before I wrote my exams. So I'm sure she's gonna be so happy to hear that we're done with my first year exams. She's drinking her coffee right now in my bedroom, so let's go surprise her. Mom, so I just finished my first year exams. I'm all finished.
I love you, Sahil.
Alright, so now we're heading down to get food, and we're meeting up with Shuja. He's also a part of my MD 2023 class, and we both finished our first year, so we're gonna celebrate with some famous burgers. Shuja, how's it going, man?
Good, how are you?
Say hi to the vlog. Hey. And congrats on finishing first year, bro. That's huge. We are officially 1/4 MDs. How does it feel? Does it feel different?
It feels amazing.
Yeah? Alright.
Finally all the stress came off from all the exams.
I know, it's all done. Let's enjoy those burgers. We deserve them, man. Boom.
Outside, can't go out bad, yeah. Told that girl that I'm no duck, this ain't that flat. I don't wanna get older, I'm still living in my last year. I hope my life just keep going, don't worry about that. Just tighten up and keep flowing. Cowabunga, she gon' ride me like wakeboard. I'm licking on the body until she don't make noise, yeah.
Alright guys, so we just finished the food. I personally love having burgers, and I don't know, this is my first time trying this place. I think I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. That includes for the taste, quality of the burger, how juicy it was. Yeah, what do you think, Shuja?
I was gonna go 3 out of 5, but
Yeah,
same
6,
thing.
okay.
Yeah, 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Okay, good. And now we're thinking of getting some dessert. So it's bulking season. Let's try something.
It's always bulking season.
Yeah, everything I said, messing with your head, messing with your head. I said everything I said, messing with your head, messing with your head, whoa, messing with your head.
What's up, guys? So just finished getting food. Now heading back. I think I spent about 3 hours out there, and what a beautiful day. I am so happy. I think today's been a fantastic day. From all that stress leading up to this exam and the exam prior to this, I think it was all worth it. Now I just get to bask all the sunshine. I get to enjoy the great meal, and I'm gonna go back. We are gonna pen down some thoughts about the first year and how everything went, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that. So now I think we can talk a little bit about my first year in reflection. I kind of broke it down into my favorite parts about med school, the things that I found most difficult, how medical school affected my personal life, how med school affected my social life, and about the academics. So to start off, my favorite parts of first year of medical school. I don't even know where to begin. I think the biggest thing right off the bat is having the opportunity to attend a medical school in itself is so amazing. I think that in itself is such a big privilege, and I am so grateful for that. I mean, not everyone gets the opportunity to study the human body in such intrinsic detail, and I think having that opportunity is so huge. And being a first year, I also really like and appreciate the fact that at this moment, my only responsibility is to study. Like, my only responsibility is to be a sponge and soak up all this information. Yet, with that being said, and I mean this in a non-selfish manner, but I know it's going to come across like this, I'm not responsible for any human life at the moment. And I'm not qualified to be responsible for human life at that moment. But I think just knowing that gives me a peace of mind. So that's something I really enjoy, being able to learn all of that. And thirdly, another thing that I really enjoyed about my first year was meeting so many different people. I mean, you think that you're a hard worker and like you're doing these amazing things, but when you meet other students in your class who are Olympic athletes, who are hosting their own TV shows on like national networks, and I think this is the part that really blows my mind away, but there's people in our class who are parents, who are raising families. I know a couple of people actually who literally just had kids a few days before beginning medical school. So knowing that there's someone who's doing exactly what you're doing, but at the same time, they're also raising a family as a father or a mother. I think that in itself is just so amazing, and that motivates me to keep going. So moving on, the next thing is what I found the most difficult part of medical school. And I think for me, the thing is that it's the fact of knowing that even though you're spending all this time, whether that's hours, weeks, even semesters, learning a concept, at times all that information still isn't enough. It doesn't translate for you being clinically equipped to help a patient. So for example, when I'm in family practice, oftentimes I'll be sitting down with a patient and I'll be taking their history, I'll be doing all the right things, and asking all the right questions, and at the end of it all, the patient asks me, so, hey, what do you think we should do? What do you think is wrong with me? And 2 times out of 10, most of the time, I don't, or besides 2 times out of 10, I don't actually know what to do. And I tell them with a smile that, hey, it's a great question. My job will be to let the doctor know, and he or she will inform us how to best move ahead. And I know because sometimes you're putting in all this time and effort to learning, and you genuinely feel like, hey, I wish I was able to help this patient better. I wish I was the one able to give them the answers, but you're not equipped to be able to do that. And I think rightfully so. Becoming a physician isn't something, a well-informed physician isn't something that happens within a couple of weeks, within a semester. It's something that happens over so many years. Even after 4 years of medical school, you have to spend so many years doing residency to be able to talk to patients and be able to know exactly what's happening. And even then, sometimes you don't know. So I think that's something that I found a little frustrating and something that I wish I could change. But I respect that it's all part of the process, and I'm looking forward to becoming a better physician in the years to come. Okay, so next, how medical school affected my personal life. This was actually my first time living alone and cooking for myself and all that fun stuff. So it was a bit of a learning curve for me, but I think overall I enjoyed it. And the amazing thing about living on a campus like UBC and living here specifically was that it was beside everything. Like, I had a gym close to me, I had a supermarket right beside me, I had a beach literally like 10 minutes away from me, and there's buses leaving UBC every couple of minutes to go downtown or connecting you to different parts of Vancouver. So I really like that. I didn't feel trapped. Even though I didn't have a car, I felt like I could go to wherever I wanted to go in Vancouver and get around. So I really enjoyed that. And another thing about living alone, just about my personal life, I felt like living alone for the first time, there's infinite opportunities to explore and learn who you are. You have so much time to hear your own thoughts, to talk to yourself, that you just get more in line with yourself. And I think that's something that really resonated with me and just helped me to grow as a person as well. Just helped me to become more comfortable with the uncomfortable, which for me was being alone. So I really enjoyed that. I'd say that's a plus if you're going to be living alone during medical school or during school in general. Next part, academics. So with medical school, I think there's going to be parts in the semester where you're going to be really strong at a topic, and there's going to be other parts of the semester where you might not be so strong, where other students will be. And I think it really just depends on what your background before medical school was. And I think also at first, when I started medical school, it wasn't until after 2 weeks after all the orientations were done, when the third week began, that I actually started to learn what the workload was going to be like. And that gave me comfort in knowing what kind of work is expected from me and how fast the courses and the lectures are going to be. So it took me 3 weeks to really just learn about all of that. That being said, it wasn't actually until we finished our first midterms that I personally felt like, okay, now I know what kind of questions come up on the exam, or like how to best study for the exam. Because at first, like in undergrad, I thought I was going to have to know every detail, which you kind of still have to do in medical school. But I mean, you start to focus more on the high yield things. More on that in a different video. But more specifically, like when I finished my first midterm, I got a better idea of not spending so much time learning all these recall questions, but instead trying to learn how to integrate all this information together. Because we will get questions where we'll be presented with a patient and have to look at their history, try to figure out clues and details from the history, from their blood work, try to figure out what the diagnosis for the patient is based on what we know. So it's a little different than what I was used to in undergrad. The amazing thing about UBC medical school is that all of the staff genuinely wants to help you. They want you to do well. They want you to learn. They want you to be well-equipped physicians. So you could go up to them after lectures or during office hours and ask them questions, or even send them an email. Like, they're so helpful, and I really appreciated that. Like, you could go up to any professor, and if he or she doesn't have the answer for whatever you're asking, they will direct you to someone who does. And I think the kindness, the empathy, the compassion that they show when they're answering a question really goes a far way, because sometimes I'm the only one going up to ask a question and I feel really dumb. I feel like, okay, maybe I'm not that smart, maybe I'm losing it, like maybe they put me into medical school by accident, I'm the only guy who didn't understand this. And I'll go up and I'll ask that question to the professor, being really shy, almost like questioning whether I should go up or not. And the professor will be like, yeah, that's a great question. The reason is this, and I will actually post an explanation on it on Entrada, which is like our, how to describe it, our homepage for medicine. But yeah, I think UBC does an amazing job at just creating that environment where students can feel comfortable asking a question regardless of how stupid you may think it might be. So that's another thing. Lastly, how medical school affected my social life. So for this, I think it really depends on each person. So for example, you could go all in and spend every minute of medical school reading, reviewing every lecture, reading every textbook you can, volunteering at every organization you can find, and finding research projects at XYZ places. And then you'd have no social life. Or you could do the bare minimum, which I don't recommend, and you can have a very vibrant social life. So my opinion, and what I like to do, and what I did do, was have like a small balance. These are small things for me. So rather than watching lectures at home, which you can totally do, you don't have to get out of your house, you could watch lectures at home, on the computer, online, which is amazing. But I avoided that option. I would go into the actual physical lecture rooms, and not only did I learn better like that, but I also got to interact with my friends, got to see my friends, whether that's like as I'm going to the class, going to go sit down in my seat, or even during like the 5-10 minute break we get in the middle of lectures. And just that feeling of like talking to your friends and seeing them, I think that helps to create that community. And especially for me, living alone, that was something that I really looked forward to, like going to lectures every morning, and I know that I'm going to see my friends, see people I know, so, and maybe even meet new friends that day that I didn't know, make new friends, was something that I enjoyed. So that's something that is definitely a plus about the social life aspect of medical school. Anyways, I know this is getting to be a long video, so overall, first year of medical school exceeded my expectations in every way possible. I've learned so much, I've tried new things, I've met new friends, and most of my medicine buddies were all like family now. I think that's super powerful, and I didn't really expect that going into it. I knew I was gonna make friends, but I didn't think by the end of first year I'd have like a whole new family. So overall, it's been an amazing experience. I still get goosebumps thinking about the idea that I'm in medical school, let alone finishing first year of medical school. So it's amazing. Also, a big shout out to you watching this right now. I know I posted my first medical school vlog, I think back in like a couple months ago, near October, November, and that video got over 1,100 views, close to 1,200 views, and I had never thought that was possible. So I wanted to give a big shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for supporting videos like this. I hope you guys have been enjoying them. And if you guys want to see more medicine related videos, let me know in the comments below. One of my personal goals for moving forward is going to be specifically posting more medicine related content consistently every Saturday at 10 a.m. And I want you guys to keep me accountable on that. So that is my goal. Anyways guys, I think we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It would mean so much to me. Can't wait to get to amazing number of subscribers. And until next time folks, tons of peace, love, and games for you.
I'm Gazzle, got it ground like gravel, coming back around like lasso, macro, like a vision board, I see with clarity. I hustle like my name is Gary V. For more than the
आपने कोई सोचा था कि like इतनी जल्दी finish हो जाएगा?
नहीं, मैंने सोचा था भैया दे बहुत ज़्यादा इतना है ऐसा